Good morning, my LPES friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday feeling for May 20th and the final day of state testing for our third graders. So just a quick congratulations to our fourth graders and our third graders and our fourth grade and third grade teachers and all of our other teachers who've also been helping out with testing for the past 2 weeks. I know it's been a lot going on at our school. So thanks to everybody who's been making that happen. And congratulations to those of you who are done with testing or maybe about to be done with testing, depending on when you're watching this. I know we still have a few makeups next week, but you guys are doing an awesome job. And I love how resilient each and every one of you are being. Now, in the past couple of months, we've been talking about that word resilient or resiliency. And it means that we keep going even when things get hard. We keep trying even when it's not easy, even when we're faced with a challenge that feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar to us. We don't give up, we don't throw in the towel and just quit. And I know my third and fourth graders in the past few weeks have been really resilient, getting through those longer tests and answering some questions that maybe we just weren't even that sure about. Trying our best. That's what it's all about. So congratulations on making it to the end of the week. I don't know about you, but I am excited as we're heading into this weekend. I'm excited for all the festivities and things that happen here at our school in the next couple of weeks, going in towards June and then towards summer. We have a lot of fun events happening, and I can't wait to celebrate all of those with you. So one of the things that I like to do for myself, if I'm having a tough day, if I'm having a hard time getting out of bed in the morning, because yes, even Mrs. Heffler has a really hard time getting out of bed in the morning, what I like to do is I like to think about something that I'm excited for or something that I'm grateful for. So with all of these things coming up in the future, and with that in mind, I want us to pause just for a moment. And as you're kind of setting your intentions for the day, as you're kind of figuring out what your goals are for the day or for the weekend, I want you to try and think of one thing that you are excited for, or it could be one thing that you're grateful for. And I want it to be something that is pretty specific. So we're not just going to say grateful for like my family, which is a wonderful thing. I know many of us are grateful for our families, but I want you to be really specific about what it is. Like, for example, you could say, I'm grateful for my family because they make me smile and they make me feel safe. Or you could say something like, I'm grateful for my teacher because they push me and challenge me to learn new things and they make me smarter. Whatever it might be, just take a moment and think that to yourself. We don't have to say them out loud. We don't have to share them with the class. This is just a moment for us to kind of pay attention to what we're feeling inside. Think of one thing that is going to kind of motivate us to get through the day, or one thing that is going to help ground us and make us feel grateful, that gratitude. So take a minute. Think of one for yourself right now. All right. Did you think of one? You have one in your mind? Have one in your heart? Pay attention to how you feel when you're thinking about that thing. When you're thinking about maybe something you're looking forward to, or maybe something or someone that you're grateful for. Think about how that makes you feel inside. And remember that even with whatever challenges you face today, you can always tap into that feeling just by pausing and reminding yourself of whatever that thing or person or event might be. By just kind of stopping for a minute and reminding yourself of something that makes you feel excited or makes you feel happy or calm or peaceful or joyful. It can help us to get through those other moments that are a bit uncomfortable. It can help us to get through those other moments that feel a little bit less pleasant. Remember, there's no such thing as good emotions or bad emotions. All of them are just feelings and emotions. It's okay to feel every single one of them. But for those uncomfortable feelings that we've talked about this year, like feeling sad, jealous, confused, angry, sometimes we need help getting through those moments and making good choices as we do it. So one way that we can do that is by what you and I just practiced, taking a moment to really practice gratitude, things that we're grateful for, taking a moment to think about things that we are looking forward to help push us past whatever that uncomfortable feeling is, or to help us get through it until we manage to feel happy and excited again. Okay. All right, friends, why don't we go ahead and get settled on in? And we're going to do a little bit of a breathing exercise right now. This was given to me by one of our students in the past few weeks. I know a couple of you sometimes will come up to me and say, Mrs. Heffler, I thought of a new breathing exercise. And so this one is another shape breathing exercise. It's called diamond breathing. So we're going to kind of trace the shape of a diamond. And we're going to be breathing in as we trace down. And then you kind of pause at that corner, that side corner. Then you breathe out. You breathe in. And you breathe out. It's almost like when we do our square breathing. I'm trying to make it look as square as I can on this video. Oh my goodness. But then we kind of take our square and we just turn it a little bit so that the corners are at the side. And then we have the top and bottom. All right, so let's get settled into our seats. We're going to be breathing in. I'm going to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth. You do whatever you're comfortable with. Let's go ahead and start at the top of our screen. And we're going to breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Lovely. Let's add some counting to that in our heads. I'll count out loud for you. You just count along in your head as you're doing this breathing exercise. Let's start with making it 5 counts on each side of the diamond. Okay, ready? We start at the top and breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonderful. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out. And in. And out. Nice job, my friends. So, boys and girls, in the past couple of weeks, we have been very lucky here on Friday Feelings. We have had quite a few guest appearances, which I love shaking it up. I know sometimes I talk a lot on these things. I imagine it can get a little boring hearing from the same Mrs. Heffler every single week. And so I am excited because this week we have another special guest. And that other special guest is someone who actually works really close with me. In fact, she is right on the other side of that wall right there. So we're going to go ahead and go out and see her right now. I hope you enjoy. Hey, LPES. All right. So you know that May is National Mental Health Awareness Month, and we've been doing these special interviews this month. We started with Miss Nazaro. Last week we had Miss Calandrillo, and now you and I are kind of going on the road a little bit because we're going to see one of my other friends who also works in mental health here at our school and in our district. She also works at the middle school sometimes. So we are stepping down the hallway, just a few steps away to my friend, Miss Viscuso's office. Let's go ahead and step inside, see if she could show us around.
Hey, LPES. I'm Miss Viscuso, the school social worker. Some of you may know me as Miss B, and this is my office.
Awesome. For some of our teachers, you might recognize the reference back to MTV Cribs. So we are kind of doing a little crib spin-off here with Miss Viscuso to show us her crib or her space, her office space, so you get to know her a little bit more.
Lots of colorfulness.
Miss Viscuso, you want to show us around a little bit?
Yes. First, I want to show off my ride. Some of you may recognize Starburst.
Awesome.
Not to be confused with Miss Calandrillo's Gumdrop. Starburst also gets a little upset sometimes.
Yeah. But totally different guy, not bubblegum.
I'm happy you were here. We got lots of toys. We've got coloring. We've got fidgets. We've got doll houses and Legos. We've got games, books, puzzles, you name it, we got it.
So much stuff. I also love the lighting in here because Miss Viscuso has this really cool lighting wall that's going on, all of this great colorful stuff, talking about our feelings, talking about our emotions, talking about the way our brains work. It's just awesome. So Miss V, I'm going to go ahead and shut the door to your crib. All right, there we go. Okay, and let's go ahead and get ourselves settled. Let me adjust this a little bit. You know what? I'm actually going to borrow your ride here to balance.
Okay.
It's a little risky. Oop. Oop. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, we figured it out. Maybe. Possibly.
Kind of.
We're struggling a moment. Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay. And we got to move a little bit closer because the mic on this is a little soft. All right, so Miss V, thank you for sitting down with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope you don't mind that sometimes I call you Miss V or Miss Viscuso. Do you have a preference either way?
No, I know Viscuso is hard, so Miss V is fine.
All right, so you can call her Miss V if you see her in the hallway. You can call her Miss Viscuso. Either one you want, she's going to respond. So I am really excited to be introducing some of you, to Miss Viscuso today, because Miss Viscuso has been here just over a year now, right?
Yes.
You started last spring
around March.
Around March, okay. So she's been here about a year and 2 months, which is really great. Wrapping up her second end of the year with us.
Yes.
Which is fun. And I'm going to be asking Miss Viscuso the same questions that I asked some of our other mental health workers in the past couple of weeks. So, shall we get going?
Absolutely.
All right. So, Miss Viscuso, first question to you with the theme of Mental Health Awareness Month. What does mental health mean to you?
Well, mental health, I think, is a lot like our physical health. We go to the doctor when we're feeling sick, which I think we've all learned a lot about with COVID. Mm-hmm. But it's just as important to take care of our emotions, our feelings, our brains, as we do our physical health. And I think a lot of people forget that just because it's something we don't often see.
Oh, I like pointing that out, that sometimes mental health, because we can't see it, it's kind of easy to forget about it. If someone shows up with a cast on their arm, it's easy to see that and be like, hey, what happened? Are you okay? But since we can't see emotions or what's going on in our brain and our hearts, it's kind of harder.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very true. All right, so follow-up question. What do you do for your own mental health?
For my own mental health, I do lots of things. I'm sure we've talked about self-care on Friday Feelings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just doing things at least for 15 minutes a day for myself. So whether that is reading a book, because I like to read, playing softball on the weekends, going to the gym after work, spending time with my family, but especially spending time with my dogs.
If you've ever
talked to me, you know that I have 2 dogs that I love very much, and one of them is very lazy, but I love him, and the other one is very hyper. So they balance each other out, so I'll pet one while I'm playing fetch with the other, and for me, that's self-care. So.
Yeah, I love thinking about our animals as a way to do self-care and to help our own mental health, to feel a little bit better, especially dogs. They get you outside, you have to be active with them sometimes.
Man's best friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. I hope that you can bring your dogs to school at some point.
Mrs. Bammer, please.
Mrs. Bammer, can we please have a dog day?
Yes.
I'm even allergic to dogs, but I would be game with a dog day. All right. So, Miss Viscuso, can you explain to our viewers at home, or our viewers in school, really, what exactly is your role in the mental health field?
Okay, so I do a job very similar to Mrs. Heffler, Miss Calandrillo, Mrs. Puri, where we talk about feelings with kids. We help them calm down when they have really, really big emotions. But I wear a lot of hats. Mm-hmm. So you may see me running around. Sometimes you may see me with Mrs. Heffler or Miss Calandrillo, or at the the middle school with Miss Puri.
Right.
And my main role is really just to support students and where they may need it, whether it's kind of moving pieces around to make sure they're getting the right academic support, whether it's sitting and talking with them about their feelings, what they're going through, things that are bothering them, teaching them coping skills of how to calm those big emotions. I talk to parents and just make sure that really people are supported, I think, is the best way to describe my job.
Yeah, that's great. I also really love that both you and Miss Calandrillo work up at the middle school sometimes, because then students get to kind of know you on our Friday Feeling videos. They get to know you around our hallways and when you go into their classes. And then when our 4th graders move up to middle school, they have 2 familiar faces up there already, which is really nice. And 2 people who we know are there to help you with those tough days, with those hard emotions, with the ones that are just kind of difficult to deal with on our own. So.
And sometimes we need help, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's also often forgotten about, is it's okay to ask for help. Mm. That is why we have mental health staff. It is such a needed field that there's multiple people here for you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so last question. This one's kind of a doozy. It's a little big, but what made you want to go into mental health?
That is a hard question. I think there's a lot of reasons, but my main reason is that I love to listen to people. I'm not the biggest talker, despite talking a lot on this video. I do love to hear about what people are going through. I love to just learn about people because every single person you come across has their own unique story. So every person you pass in the hall, every teacher, all the parents, they all have their own individual lives, and we all come together and play a part in each other's lives, and I think that's absolutely beautiful. But one of the quotes I once heard was, and I might be reciting it wrong, was, "You never know what someone else is going through, so always be kind." And I really have taken that to heart, and really I apply it all across my life, is I don't know what other people are going through. They might be having a bad day, and maybe that's why they're not super nice to me, but that doesn't mean I can't be nice back. And by studying mental health, it's really helped me to do my best to help others, because at the end of the day, I just want to help others.
That's great. That's really great. And I love that quote, especially for our students to use. I think if all of us walked around thinking, what was it again? That we don't always know what someone else is going through, so be kind. If every one of us practiced that, could you imagine what kind of place LPES would be? Oh my goodness. There probably would be no fighting ever. We'd all get along. It would be outstanding. So if we make that a focus in our minds, even just a little bit more than it is right now, I think we could see a real difference.
Absolutely. It's so much easier to be kind to others than to put people down, and you don't want to be put down. You want people to lift each other up, and life is just so much better when everyone is kind.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ms. Viscuso, I am so grateful for you sitting down with us today to do our Friday Feeling. I'm really excited that our students are getting to know you a little bit more through our interviews and questions and things like that.
Yes.
And I have to say, you mentioned that sometimes the students will see the two of us together, or you and Miss Calandrillo, or me and Miss Calandrillo. And one of the things that is so important about our school and our mental health program is that we all work together.
Yes.
And so I love that what you said is absolutely true. We kind of are around each other a lot, and so you might see us in the hallway, and that's something that really helps me with my own mental health, because sometimes you just need a friend. You need other people who know what you're going through.
Absolutely. We're here to work together, not against each other.
Yeah.
So when we have that teamwork, it helps the school and the school environment just move so much smoother.
Yeah, and we can all practice that too, right? Working together in our classes, working together on our teams, all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm going to put you on the spot for a minute. Do you happen to know our sign-off phrase for the video? And it's okay if you don't.
I do, but now I'm blanking.
I'm going to whisper to you. All right, can we say it together?
Yes.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Stay kind, LPES.